Yeah, let's go. Hey folks, my name is James. Today is Wednesday, June 9th, 8:08 p.m. Let's take a look and see what we had today. So we had the interest rate decision come up. The market basically liked it. There was a little bit of volatility after the announcement, but we still ended green. So the S&P just kind of rebounded from what I thought looked like a shooting star. I kind of said it probably wasn't. Having another update after that is good. And you can see the futures there are actually kind of green right now too. So hopefully that carries on past 10 o'clock when I think it's Asian markets open. And then beyond that, and hopefully we'll get a nice green day tomorrow, I hope. So the S&P still looks good. The NASDAQ still looks good. Russell, still green, still climbing. And then the Dow was just kind of going sideways by the end of the day. But everything still looks pretty good. Just taking a look at the oscillator, we're at a plus 35 now. Plus 40 is overbought. So we're right there. The oscillator doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to pull back. It means that we are prone to one. The market can still continue to blast higher, and the oscillator will just reflect what the market is doing rather than tell the market what to do. But just something to be aware of, we're at a 35, very close to an overbought reading. So let's go into the list here. And this list is getting pretty big. I have removed some things in here that just look slow or rolled over. If you were watching one that's not in here, it's because it's basically rolled over. The list is just getting too big and I just need to move stuff out. So Shopify had an amazing day. Just a massive move, and it's actually gapping higher after hours. For me, I'm in from right there. I held through the whole consolidation and now today's move. It's a fantastic move if you're in there. If you're in from lower, even better. I do want to mention, like, this move was another breakout of a consolidation that took it higher on huge volume. It's better to take your profits on the way up than it is on the way down. I just want to say that. I might look to get out soon because I didn't want to hold it all that long based on the fact that there was already all of this movement from down here. This was a huge base. This was the second, this was the third, and now we're way up there. So we're already kind of getting a little long in this move. So just be cautious. I mean, I think it might be more prone. It's more prone to a sell-off now than it was before. Just be careful. Cyber tried to go, but again, there was no volume. A lot of these stocks, they pop out of there and they just don't have the volume. Need more volume to go. If you tried it, you probably got stopped out of it. That's fine. Just wait longer and keep an eye on it. This guy, I've adjusted the line. I think this looks a lot better. I had a line that just came down here. It did close out of that today, but I think this upper, if it breaks that upper one, that's really going to be what takes it higher. So, and I really like the way this looks now with the ascending triangle appearance rather than trying to squeeze a pennant or a symmetrical triangle in there. Netflix was kind of up and down, but it did close out of the pattern ultimately. It broke out, it came back, it broke out, it came back, but it is out of there now. Volume could have been better, but it is out. So that would be a break of the line. We'll have to see what it does tomorrow. It does look like it is gapping up right now. It does look like we're going to have a green day tomorrow as long as, Asian markets, European markets are all good enough to keep our market green. So yeah, keep an eye on Netflix. It might actually still climb higher from here. Rapid 7 did not break that line, but it's still under the resistance. INSEE continued to go higher, 59 cents. That still looks pretty good. Funko is still consolidating underneath that line. I actually think this one's going to move pretty good here, but still consolidating on the line, hasn't broken yet. Planet Fitness, again, it tried yesterday. It didn't actually even touch the line, but it backed off from the line, which is good. If it needs more time, that's fine. And it had an update today, so that just needs more time. Match group, this is doing what I thought it should do. I wanted to see another second pullback here, bounce off the line and come back up. Pulled back, it looked really bad at one point, and I kind of thought it would go back above the line, and it did, so that's really good. Shows that line is actually support, so a little bit more time and it might try to break that upper line and go higher. Columbia Sportswear, I left this one in even though it pulled back, because if you zoom way in there, you can see a little bit of black there. It didn't close below the line. It did dip below, but it didn't close below the line. So if you entered somewhere in here, the stop should be, about $2. It's a $90 stock, so you should probably still be in that one. But yeah, I would want to give it at least another day or two, see if it can just bounce back off that line or not. If it continues to just sag below, then just bail out of it. Docs had volume and came out. Looks good. See what it does tomorrow. Pinterest, this kind of looks saggy and weak to me. I mean, you're out of the line, do something, and it's not. If you're in it, I would probably sell it and move on. I don't see any momentum. That's the problem. It came out, gapped up, dropped, went sideways, dropped. I mean, why wait for that? Find something that's actually moving. PagerDuty did break through the upper line and sagged, and now has sagged completely through the lower line. That's probably a dud now. Mongo was up $7. Volume could have been better, but it did break that line. That probably should have been a buy right there. And we'll see what it does tomorrow. If we get a really green day tomorrow, something like Mongo, that sucker should move. And then this guy was up $6 on a day that was kind of indecision, but this was going up, and we are within a pennant. Again, if we get a really good day tomorrow, this sucker should move. Roku is continuing higher. I like the tight upside that this is doing. It's just kind of grinding its way higher, and maybe we'll get a pop one of these days, but I like that just grind. It looks really good. Roku looks really good. Yandex, again, small consolidation. It looks like it's on the verge of breaking this little consolidation. That looks good. CarMax, again, this is another one that's just kind of grinding its way up, down only 18 cents. It dipped below the 21-day line, but yet closed above it. That's good. That still looks good. Zscaler, same kind of thing. There's a little consolidation there. It's up near the top of that now. If we get a really good day coming up here, we might pop through that and keep going higher. This guy looks fine. Broke the upper line, just a doji close, consolidation. Now Etsy, yesterday I said dump it, which is fine if you sold it, that's fine. But now it's got a flag, and a flag at this line. I think that's actually really good. Because if that flag breaks, it's not only breaking the flag, but it's also breaking away from this resistance line. That could be really, really positive for Etsy. So keep an eye on that. See if that breaks and moves higher with some real, momentum and price action and volume. Lulu, just a spinning top. It's just resting after a really good move. Lulu looks really, really good. And now is another one. It was up about $8 yesterday, up another almost $3 today. That looks really, really good. Tandem is now starting to make its way up. So it came down, touched the line, closed back in the pattern, which is good. Had a green day where it was kind of resisted, and now it's coming back up again. That looks really, really good. Chegg, again, that's just kind of grinding its way higher. I like these grinding stocks. The trend is just up. Maybe some selling comes in, but the price just keeps wanting to try to go higher. That looks good. Coupa, again, I said yesterday the real entry on Coupa would have been right here for this latest attempt to go higher. Should be right there. So this is we're just monitoring this one, but another leg up, almost $4, looks really, really good. OLED, just kind of a rest. It did close green, which is good, but it's resting after breaking the bull flag. Still looks really good. Now ASML is a new one. This is a chip, or at least it's related to chips. If we get a China deal, or if we continue to see really good progress on the tariff talks or negotiations or whatever, and chips can actually gain a good footing and start climbing, here's a symmetrical triangle. If that breaks to the upside, that would be a buy, but I would say only if we're getting positive China news or all of the chips have gained some footing and they start climbing. That's the only way I would recommend this one. But there's an ascending triangle that one could be bought out of. GW Pharmaceuticals, this is another new one. I just found this tonight. This line is clearly resisted and then supporting. And now we've got this descending line. So that's a falling wedge. This is now a falling wedge. Excuse me. And that could break higher. Again, it needs volume and good price action. But that's similar to INSEE. It's another, biotech pharmaceutical type stock. And INSEE went. Maybe this one will go too. Keep an eye on that if you want to take a look at some pharmaceutical ones or biotech. This guy threw in here, I think I had it in here a while ago. But I put it back in because there's like a channel going here. And now it's starting to come back up. If the market gets going, this might go too. Keep an eye on that. It's right around 75 if you want to try to get in that guy. BS is another one. This is a more recent stock, so only been around since June of last year. June, maybe May. But yeah, had some really good action here, and now into descending channel, big bull flag type of pattern there. So the breakout on that would be 32.61 if it goes. Got to get volume. It usually has some pretty good volume, like 2.3 million shares today. So if it gets the volume, it might go. So that's it. I know there's a ton in here, but there's other ones I could put in here too, but it's too big. I can't cover all these. Well, I can, but I don't want to make the video too long. So that's it. Today's Wednesday. For Thursday, the next video is on the weekend. See you then.